Hello guys and welcome to a new news episode. So the interesting announcement for today is that the new Community Day votes are announced. There will be a voting system for the coming Community Days. We know that last Community Day it was Magikarp and we were not allowed to vote. But this time, the coming two Community Days, we will be able to vote again. The options are going to be Caterpie, Porygon, Grimer and Charmander. Okay, so when it comes to these Pokemon, then Porygon will be the only one that will have its shiny released if it does get the Community Day. The other three Pokemon have already been shiny released for quite a while actually, and Charmander has had its own Community Day already in the past. We're talking about a few years back already. Charmander did have its own Community Day. Now I have done a couple of polls already, seen a couple of polls already from people trying to figure out what the votes are going to be like. And every poll that I have visited, Porygon was by a mile the top contender, and Charmander would be second. So it seems likely that Porygon is going to be first and Charmander second. The reason I think Charmander is going to be second is because many trainers that have started playing Pokemon Go a bit later missed the original Charmander Community Day, and they still want to get that shiny. Because let's face it, if you don't have shiny Charmander yet, then it is an awesome shiny to get. Furthermore, Mega Evolutions are coming soon. We know that they should be coming before the end of the year. And, well, Charizard is one of the most epic Mega Pokemon out there. So I can definitely understand why some people are voting for Charmander. So yeah, it is for September and October. We don't have any specific dates yet. Now there was a time in the past where Niantic would announce the dates for the coming 3 Community Days. Unfortunately they stopped doing that. It would be much easier if you could already note that in your agenda and keep that day open. But we don't know the dates yet, we also don't know the moves. So we really need to wait for more information to come out. But yeah, it's likely that Porygon will be first and Charmander second. So that will mean Porygon for September and Charmander for October. Seems likely. These are what the Pokemon look like with the shiny versions. You can see the new Porygon evolution line here. And the Caterpie evolution line. Charmander here and then Grimer. There's also Alolan Grimer, of course, and this is what shiny Alolan Grimer looks like, and shiny Alolan Mug. Maybe if Grimer would be picked, which I doubt, then they are going to spawn Kanto Grimer in the wild and have Alolan Grimer in raids. That seems like a possible solution for Niantic. When it comes to the makeup event that is coming on Sunday for GoFest, then Niantic support is replying here to a question from McCoryB, and they're saying the makeup event will not change what raids are available. Okay, so you will just have the regular raids, which means Genesect, Tier 5, and the other raids, which we will have to see what they are going to become, as the event is changing. This evening the new event is going live, or maybe it's afternoon for you. So yeah, no special raids during the GoFest makeup event. For the Ultra Premier Cup then, we have another infographic here. I showed you one 2 days ago. This is a similar one, which is counting the fast move. So you can see here Swampert, fast move Mud Shot. And it takes 5 Mud Shots to reach a Hydro Cannon. It takes 8 Mud Shots to reach Sludge Wave. And you can kind of understand how this infographic works. This is displaying a lot more Pokemon. And you can have this next to you while battling to learn more about the fast attacks and become better at PvP that way. When it comes to Best Buddy Pokemon for the Ultra League, this will only work for the Pokemon that either max out below 2500 or max out slightly above 2500. However, a lower PvP IV version would max out below 2500. So when we take a look at Pokemon like Registeel and Clefable, they max out below the 20,500, so they would get an extra boost by making it a Best Buddy. And ZTS Smith is stating that a 100% Best Buddy Clefable, which will be level 41 instead of 40, gains 12 wins and has 9 less losses. So that seems to be a very good option if you want to have a Best Buddy for the Ultra League. Then Pokemon like Poliwrath and Kingdra, they are maxing out slightly above 2500. But that means that if you're looking for the best PvP spread, then maybe at level 40 it will be something like 4-15-15, but you can get an even better PvP spread by having a 1-15-15 best buddy at level 41. So it would make a difference. Not a big one, but there is some use to that. Then here's an article from TheSilphRoad about Deino and Dragon Week. So we know that TheSilphRoad has been hatching a bunch of eggs during Dragon Week, and we were following their progress. During the first 300 hatches or so, they were not able to get a single Deino, and then gradually they started to hatching more Deinos throughout the week. We can see here they have done 1,123 total hatches, and we can see they divided it by days. So on the first day we can see that they have not hatched a single Deino, which is the blue dot. On the second day, again, they did not hatch a single Deino. We are already at 275 hatches at that time. Then on the third day, they started to hatch 1 or 2 Deinos. We can see here that the blue dot is appearing, but it's very small. And then after that, you can see the blue dot becoming bigger. Now, TheSilphRoad is suggesting that Niantic might have boosted the odds during the event for Deino. So they would say that at the start the odds were lower for Deino, then during the event people started complaining and Niantic decided to boost the chance slightly. However, out of 1,123 total hatches, they don't have the numbers, the big enough numbers, to make a conclusion about this. Because maybe you know this yourself, if you play a community day, then sometimes you get lucky and in 1 hour you get 7 shinies, and sometimes you get unlucky and the next hour you get 0 shinies. So it's possible that this is just RNG and they were just unlucky at the start and their luck started to pick up. So it's hard to say whether Niantic really did change the odds or whether they were just a bit unlucky at TheSilphRoad. But it does bring up an interesting point, and that point we are going to talk about here. What the community can do to make Niantic disclose loot box odds. Okay, so loot boxes are basically that you have a box, there are a certain amount of items in that box, and you can get one of those items. But in this case, the loot box from Niantic does not display what the actual odds are to get the items. So by law, loot boxes should be displaying the odds of each item. So let's say you have 4 items in there, then you can say that they all have a 25% chance, right? And the community would know the odds and they could decide on that if they want to try their best for it or not. Niantic is not doing this. They are making loot boxes, but they are not displaying the odds. And we have to figure out for ourselves what the chances are in this case for Deino. So apparently this is actually illegal, and that is why a big article has been written here by SpecB. And you can also sign a small petition to force Niantic to display the odds, the chances of certain Pokemon coming out of loot boxes, which in this case could be an egg pool, or the chance of something being a shiny. So you can sign a petition here. Not only is this a well-written article, but there's also a lot of replies here. You can see 473 comments, so it's definitely an interesting topic. Next, we are going to Genesect, because the new event is coming soon. The new event will be about Unova Pokemon. A lot of Unova Pokemon are going to spawn. There will be a couple of new Pokemon like Bouvalant and Emolga, of which Bouvalant, by the way, will be a regional. Then Roggenrola will be shiny. And Genesect will be coming as a Tier 5 raid boss, and it can also be shiny. The interesting thing about Genesect is its type effectiveness, and we're going to look at that here. So when we look at this sheet here, infographic here, we can see that, for example, if you use a normal attack against Genesect, it will do not very effective damage. That is health, that means not very effective. If you use a grass attack, it will do only a quarter damage to Genesect. That means it does a double not very effective damage. You can see that the only moves that are super effective against Genesect are fire. And they are not even super effective, that would be 2. They are double super effective against Genesect with 4. So it means that you have one type that does double super effective damage against Genesect, and all of the other types are either neutral or not very effective. This means that fire type moves are by far the best option to use against Genesect. And that is why Pokemon Go Up has made a Genesect raid counter with only fire type moves. So we can see here the strongest fire type Pokemon that are being used are Reshiram, Chandelure, we got Heatran, Moltres, Darmanitan, Entei, Charizard, Blaziken, Flareon, Infernape, Arcanine, Magmortar, Diplosion. We have Salamence here, and the interesting thing to note here is that Salamence will be using Fire Fang and Fire Blast, which normally is not its best moveset at all. But in this case, it's actually the preferred moveset because that fire damage is so important. We've got another Darmanitan Zen form, Emboar, Houndoom, and Mewtwo. And then the thing about Mewtwo is, if you don't have a lot of strong fire type Pokemon, but you do have maxed out Mewtwo or Mewtwo's, then you could decide to use Charge TMs to temporarily give your Mewtwo Flamethrower, so you can have a good counter against Genesect. So Genesect will be coming later this evening or afternoon, depends on where you are. Here's an infographic from the Trainer Club. You can see that at level 20, 1916 is 100%, and at level 25, 2395 is a 100%. He is stating Reshiram, Chandelure, Moltres, Blaziken, and Heatran as the best counters, and he's also noting that Shadow versions can also be used. And you can see the movesets here with Fury Cutter, Metal Claw, Hyper Beam, X Scissor, and Magnet Bomb, which is not a scary moveset in my opinion. It will be boosted by snow and rainy, by the way. Snow and rainy weather. So snow is unlikely in most regions of the world, but maybe rainy weather will give you a boost. When it comes to the current raids in the Enigma event, then Gutby here has tracked all of the raids in its surrounding, 1455, because he wanted to get a better idea at how many unknown raids are spawning, what the odds are. He came to the conclusion that these are the odds for tier 1 to 5. So roughly they are 20, 20, 20, 10, 30 for a total of 100%. So that means that there's a 20% chance of encountering a tier 2 raid. Then from the 20% chance, there are 4 raid bosses which each have a 25% chance of appearing. So you first need a 20% chance of a tier 2 raid, and then you will get a 25% chance of that being a unknown. And then of course, once the unknown spawns, you will have a 20% chance of it being that one letter that you are searching for. The shiny odds for Heatmor and Durant then. So we know that during GoFest, the odds seems to be around 1 in 125. But outside of GoFest, people were curious what the odds are. It seems to be full odds at 1 in 450. Team Go Rocket Balloons. Boater here is stating that he has battled against balloons, but he is saying that the hero badge did not improve after defeating the balloons. This seems to be a visual glitch. So that means that even though the badge will not go up, if you restart the game or after a while, the numbers will be correct again. So no worries, you will be getting the numbers going up by defeating balloons. Leaderboards have now a search bar. So we're going to go to the leaderboards here, and we can see indeed a search bar is here. So that means that you can search for a certain trainer if you would like. So for example, if I want to know how Piang is doing at the moment, then I can see that he is ranked 321st here, with a rank of 2594. You can also see it's working very smoothly. You know, it's popping up immediately, so that's great. In contrast to how the Go Battle League is functioning at the moment. But either way, the search bar is now live for Go Battle League. Alright, well that is everything I want to share for today. I'm very interested in knowing more about the upcoming community days, what the moves are going to be, the community day moves, and the precise dates. Once more information comes out, I will make a new episode, and I will see you then.